This podcast is brought to you by the Mawa High School Sports Talk Club. Hello, Thunderbirds, and welcome to the Mawa Sports Talk Podcast. You're joined by senior Nicholas Bostico,
Junior Chase Moskowitz,
Freshman Evan Brandner,
Freshman Jason Weintraub,
Freshman Jack Zerbuck,
sophomore Kieran Hetzel,
and Mr. J.
Welcome to the second episode of Season 2 of the Mawa Sports Talk Podcast. We have a great show for you guys today, and let's get right into this. So we're going to start this podcast off talking about the NFL trade deadline. We had some moves that were made, not a whole lot, but some would agree that some of them were boring, some of them were very interesting. So let's get right into this. What do you guys think is the hottest move that was made in the deadline?
I think Chase Young and Montez Sweat being traded is massive because that means the Commanders are fully going into rebuild mode. I could see Jonathan Allen, Terry McLaurin all getting traded this offseason.
I agree, but I look at the Chase Young trade more as a Niners move than a Commanders move. I think the Niners really needed defensive help, and getting Chase Young really helped them there.
I don't really understand why the Giants really traded. I understand why they traded Leonard Williams to the Seahawks, but I don't really understand why the Seahawks gave 2 picks away, especially because they gave the Seahawks a C on the trade deadline and they gave the Giants an A-.
I didn't really like the return for the Giants for Leonard Williams. I'm not trying to say Leonard Williams is a star, but it's just, I didn't like the return, to be honest.
Yeah.
Jess, what are your thoughts?
So not Giants related, but for the Vikings, obviously we had the devastating injury to Kirk Cousins. That was just really bad. Obviously they were gonna get a starting quarterback, but I think it was cool to get Joshua Dobbs. He hasn't been doing bad this season for the Cardinals. I know the record doesn't show, but he did really good against the Giants. So
yeah, honestly, and the return for the Cardinals was not good in my opinion. I mean, listen, they're not even in rebuild mode. They're just in complete tank mode. They are the definition of going for Caleb.
Yeah.
So I think the Vikings return was good.
For an interior defensive tackle, I think a second and a fifth is very good because he's good, but he's nothing like Aaron Donald. He's nothing like all the other top guys.
Who?
Leonard Williams.
Oh, I was talking about Josh Dobbs.
yeah. Anyway, any other good moves, guys?
That's about it. I don't think that any other really good moves, aside from maybe pick swaps, were really made.
Well, I know the Jaguars got the guard Ezra Cleveland from the Vikings, and he's been solid, and I think that'll help toughen up their O-line group in Jacksonville.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think the Jags are probably one of the more bigger threats of the league. They're doing really good. They're a top 5 team, standings wise. Maybe not in power rankings, but I think they will definitely be they'll be a top 3 team by the end of the season probably. Even the Calvin Ridley move that was made during the offseason, that was so heavily underrated. And yeah, that's my views on the Jaguars.
I think they could do a lot in the playoffs. There's a lot of teams that are very good in the AFC, obviously, but I could see them going far.
Yeah, the Jags are plus Trevor Lawrence, he's always solid. I mean, he's having a great season right now. I could see them going to the AFC, to the championship. They could go far.
Yeah, let's talk about some other good teams in the AFC. Chiefs, Lions are in the NFC, but Chiefs, Ravens have been doing well
Ravens
too.
are being slept on right now.
So they're 6-2. They're a top seed right now. So what do we think about them, guys?
I definitely think that, I don't know why people have been throwing shade on Lamar, but he saying that he run and can't throw, but he is an all talent. He's having an MVP season. I don't know why people are throwing shade on him because he just definitely doesn't deserve it because he's such a good player.
Yeah, he's doing great. I mean, plus how fast he is. He can run the ball all over the place. He can throw too. And also with the signing of Odell Beckham Jr., kind of a letdown, but he's still doing great.
Yeah, I think Zay Flowers is definitely doing very good for them, and the defense has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I was going to say that Zay Flowers has been very underrated this season so far.
And even look at a team like the Lions. The Lions, I mean, everybody knew the Lions were going to be good this year, but I didn't think people were going to think that the Lions were going to be this good this year. You know what I'm saying? And even like if you look at a team like the 49ers, I don't know. I feel like they've been a little bit of a letdown this year. I mean, listen, they're 5-3. I'm not saying that's a bad record, but that's not a record that they expected at this point of the season.
The only reason they're 5-3 and not 6-2, which I think is a big difference, not in the standings wise, but just like looking at the team, they had a missed kick and they would be 6-2. I think everyone would be looking at them differently if they made that kick.
I mean, just look at the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles, they're 7-1. They're the big bag Eagles, but they almost lost to the Mariners twice, and they did. They lost. They didn't lose to the Commanders. They almost lost to them twice. They lost to the Jets. So that just shows that they're not like the big bad team.
I mean, going back to the 49ers, they started off the season 5-0. Everyone has hopefuls that they could go undefeated for the season. Looking at their schedule, it didn't look too tough. And then they completely fell apart against the Vikings. And against, who did they just play?
The 49ers?
Yeah.
They
just played the Bengals. And Purdy couldn't really get anything going.
Yeah, I mean, let's go to the Bengals right now. They're 4-3, 3-game winning streak. I mean, they're on a roll right now. They've won 3 games in a row, and it's versus the 49ers. I know they're on a losing streak or whatever, but it's not an easy team to beat, even without Deebo Samuel. So, yeah.
Definitely. And Mr. J, how about you wrap up this segment with your thoughts?
I'm done watching football.
Yeah.
The Giants are the worst team I've ever seen. That was the worst football game I've ever watched or listened to. I can't believe the money that people spend and the time that we all spend to watch that product. It was vomitrocious. I could not believe. Anyway, that's all I have.
Yeah, no, I agree. Take out the broom, guys. The Rangers just swept the West Division. So what do you think?
Yeah, the Rangers, they have been doing really good this year. I think, Peter Lavalletti has been a very good coach for them. I think he actually has a system, and I think that, he's way better than Gallant, and the Rangers are going to, you better watch out because they could win the division this year.
I was a little upset that I couldn't watch any of those games, especially because they were all in Canada. They were all on the West Coast. They were all like 8, 9 o'clock. But I'm just happy that we were able to sweep the West road trip that I don't know how we had anyway in the first place.
Yeah, definitely. My opinion is a great road streak. My opinion for this Rangers team, got to come off a strong road stand with a strong home stand. Rangers are going to be dangerous this year, and I think if we just keep winning the games, getting what we need to get done, we can be a threat in the playoffs. What do you think, Jason?
Can we talk about how good Panarin is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, he's been unbelievable.
It's the hair. He lost the hair, and now he's going everywhere.
5-6 goals this
Yeah,
year?
he's got 15 points just sitting right behind Jack Hughes, who I'm not gonna lie, he has been carrying the Devils. If the Devils did not have Jack Hughes, the Devils would be nothing right now. You can admit that, you cannot admit it, but it's a true fact. He has been an absolute beast for the Devils, and the Devils are a very good team. I think the Rangers and Devils are going to be in a dogfight for the first spot in the division at the end of the year. I don't even see Carolina coming close, nor do I see even a team like the Islanders. Also, one team I'd like to talk about, if that's okay. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they've had a serious downfall this year.
Very bad.
Listen, Crosby's old, Malkin's old, Letang's old, but they just got Carlson over the offseason. They should be doing really good right now, that Carlson and Letang duo, but it's not showing.
Definitely, guys. What do we think the top 3 for the Metro is going to be looking in April? What do we think, Kieran?
I definitely think maybe Devils, Rangers, 1 and 2. That third team could definitely be Carolina. Oh wait, Boston's behind that, but definitely could be Carolina easily.
Mhm.
But I can't really think of any other team that could really stop those 3.
Definitely, Jason.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Karen.
Mhm.
I have one. Watch out for the Islanders.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah, I don't know. They're scrappy. I was looking at their schedule. I mean everybody plays everybody, but just from what I've seen of them, I don't know. They seem like just don't overlook them.
Here's my thing on the Islanders. They have Brock Nelson. They have Anders Lee, or not even Anders Lee. They have Matt Barzal. They have Ilya Sorokin. He's going to be the backbone of their team. If the Islanders didn't have Ilya Sorokin, they wouldn't even be in a conversation of having even a spot in the playoffs. And even one player that I feel has been doing really, really good right now for the Rangers is Adam Fox. listen, I know he's always been such a good player and is always in talks, but like him playing with Lindgren and even like Trouba and Miller have been playing insane together. Like Miller, I think could eventually at the end of the year be in talks of Norris Trophy winner. So I think the Rangers, and even like winning a Western road trip like this so early in the year, I don't see how the Rangers don't do something amazing this year.
Definitely, Nick. I agree with you. My opinion is I think I'm gonna go with. Yes, it's definitely biased. I'm gonna go Rangers first in the Metro, Devils second, right behind, maybe a couple points. I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes. I know it's boring. It's been like almost every year for the past couple of years with Rangers and Hurricanes, but I think they're still a very strong team. They always are in like the first, second round of the playoffs, and that's just
They've just rattled off three in a row as well. So
Let's talk about this World Series and how the Rangers have performed.
Okay, so, I mean, I think the Rangers, I've seen this team, I had both of their top two players on fantasy. I had Corey Seager and Marcus Semien, and obviously there's Adolis Garcia and Max Scherzer. But those guys were out last game, and they still, had an absolute tear on the offensive end. I just feel like the Rangers have an easy, they can have an easy Game 5 and then easy Game 6 to obviously win the series. What do we think?
Yeah. So they're up 3-1. So it's tonight. If they win tonight, it's over. But I don't know if the Rangers are gonna go 10 straight on the road. That's just like I don't know. It seems crazy. I think we're gonna see a little bit of a better performance from the D-backs. What do you think?
I don't see a scenario where Eovaldi doesn't just pitch lights out tonight and the Rangers don't win.
Yeah, with Eovaldi, but also past two, like this whole postseason, Marcus Semien hasn't been hitting the best. He's been, I think, 3 for his last 17, I'm pretty sure, which not the best, but still with Corey Seager, Adolis Garcia, plus the pitching staff and their bullpen has stepped up. They're a really power team right now.
I mean, even without Garcia, especially with the D-backs pitching staff, do you think that with the only threat, I mean, the D-backs pitching staff were definitely underrated in thinking that the only threat was Seager, because even with Seager hitting a home run, the rest of the Rangers offense was able to carry and lead them to, what was it, like 11-7 to win last night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's Game 5 tonight, but I really could see this, like, if the D-backs win tonight, this could go to 7. D-backs came back from down 3-2. They went to Philadelphia for 2 games. It's Philadelphia. Their home crowd is insane. And that was a stacked team. Probably, I would arguably say, probably better than the Rangers. If they faced them in the World Series, I think Philly would have won. But the D-backs came back from a game down. So I could see this, if obviously the D-backs win tonight, it could go to 7. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I think it's just really interesting to see like two teams like the Rangers and the Diamondbacks in the World Series. Listen, I don't really watch a lot of baseball, but I think it's really cool. We haven't seen this is the first MLB World Series that we've seen that doesn't include either the Astros or the Dodgers since the Cubs-Indians World Series. And let me tell you, I was really young when that series happened, but I'll tell you what, I remember watching every single one of those games, and that was a very fun series to watch. So yeah, I'd like to see the Rangers win tonight, and I think it would be really cool. I think it would be like really cool to see World Series in a different part of Texas.
can I just have one shout out for a Texas Ranger? My boy Travis Jankowski. On Monday night, got the start in right field, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, great on the base paths.
Any relation?
No, but my dad is from Philadelphia, and his family is from Pennsylvania, so maybe cousins. I don't know, but go
DNA test.
Go Jankowski.
Alrighty. Any final closing thoughts, guys?
Yeah, going on what Kieran said, I mean, even without Adolis Garcia, the Rangers team still find a way to just hit the ball lights out. I mean, you got to look at guys like Nathaniel Lowe. Like, some of those guys are, like, real underrated. Maybe even Heim, their catcher. Like, even though he's a great defensive catcher, and that's what you want out of a catcher, he could still hit the ball from both sides of the plate. Some of those things are still underappreciated in today's game, and it really can just build a championship caliber team. That's what I think that's what's going to make the Rangers win. Just very underrated performances by players that you don't expect to win you big games.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Dan, for those thoughts. That's going to wrap it up for this podcast, guys. Thank you for joining us. This has been Sports Talk Season 2, Episode 2.